This tournament is the Elite Pro-Am. Elite Archery is a great sponsor of ours. We really appreciate their support. We are at Uchi Creek Campground, which is part of the Fort Benning MWR properties. It's actually on the Alabama side, and Benning is across the river in Georgia. And where we are right now is part of the MWR's campground. Behind me, I don't know if you can see it, is the Chattahoochee River. We're down to 13 ranges this week. About a week ago, they had some really heavy rains, and one of our ranges got flooded. Man, there was no way we were gonna get dried out in time. So we went down to 13 ranges, so it's gonna be a little bit more compact than normal. We like to have 14 for everybody. So we only set out 390 targets this week instead of 400 or something. But yeah, the site's gonna work out fine. Everybody seems to be in a good mood. The weather after today is supposed to be beautiful. We'll be in the 70s, and the rain we got last night is starting to go away, hopefully. And so once the Chattahoochee recedes, we'll be ready to shoot. We've been coming here for over 20 years, off and on. And the reason we'd like to come here is because it is such a large canvas to do what we do. I mean, we have an activity center to set up with the sponsors. They do an Oktoberfest here in October for the base, and that brings in a lot of vendors. So there's plenty of power for our sponsors. There's plenty of parking for everybody. So it's got all the attributes you really like to see. It's, now like I said, we're constantly reinventing the ranges here because of things that happen. They'll build cabins on our campgrounds right where we had ranges and things like that. So that's been kind of the challenge out here.
I know they're not, but they all look the same.
The last time we were here with a normal March event, we drew right around 1,900 shooters. We are having people call us up right now and say that with the gas prices as high they are, particularly like Texas, they're saying this is the one they're gonna have to miss because they just don't see themselves spending that kind of money. So we do know that gas prices are gonna be somewhat of consideration for people, always have been, always will be. Courses are really heavily wooded. I mean, a lot of pine, not as much hardwood in the ranges as there is pine in those areas. In the mornings, we've had mornings here, we can't even start till 8 o'clock because the sun doesn't really come up till 7:30. We would normally start at 7:30. Here the rule is as soon as you can see the Black Panther, you can start shooting your rounds. That part of it is probably the one thing more than anything else, particularly with fog, that the morning rounds can be really kind of tough on people. The terrain itself, most of it's relatively level, like you're seeing here. It's relatively flat. There's one set of ranges that actually would go down overlooking the Chattahoochee River. They got a little extra stuff going on in there. We actually have 2 targets set there where you're actually standing sideways facing downhill and then shooting this way. And that's kind of fun to watch them try to figure that one out, especially after the rains. So those are the basic ranges. The pro ranges are, I think they're gonna be really pleasantly surprised about how hard they are. Whether they're gonna cry or not, I have no idea. If they do cry, it makes Don's life so much better. You know, Don, our tournament director, is retiring after this season. So his goal in life is to get one more ouch out of somebody. Okay, so we're currently standing actually on the range where we'll be shooting the Pro Shootdown on Saturday evening. It starts at 5 o'clock on the Sportsman channel. And we'll start with the women's pros as usual. They'll be shooting right towards the river back there, so it'd be a really nice setting for that. We feel like we've got a venue that's going to allow us to bring everybody in and enjoy it. This is right next to their country store, and it's right next to the river, so it's kind of a nice place to kind of come down here and have a shoot down, have people around. We even have indoor plumbing right behind me, so that's always a bonus. Yeah, we're looking forward to that, and obviously the Pro Shoot Down, because of the fact that shoot the year points are already at risk. The Pro Shoot Down, those points don't go toward Shooter of the Year, but it does make a statement about the success of your season. And I think Danny McCarthy's won, the last 6 in a row in the men Open Pro class, which is relatively unheard of by someone other than Levi Morgan, actually. So that's been an impressive run to see if that can continue this week, and we wish Danny all the best. But at the same time, there's a lot of horses out there in the race, so I wouldn't, if I had a Pro Perfecta sheet, I don't know I'd necessarily lean towards him for the winners. Because if you want to win the Lancaster gift certificates during the Pro Shoot Downs, you got to bet on the horses that are going to win the race.